Hello, my fishing friends. It's your expert angler here, and today we're diving deep into the fishing forecast for a truly intriguing day, the 5th of December 2025. Now I know what many of you are thinking. Early December in the United Kingdom means biting cold and potentially tough fishing, right? Well, hold on to your hats because this day is going to be anything but ordinary. We've got a fascinating mix of wintry conditions and a powerful lunar influence that could turn a slow day into an absolute cracker, especially for those of you targeting predators. Stick with me and I'll tell you exactly how to approach this unique day and why the near full moon could be your secret weapon. Let's talk tactics for our prime targets for this chilly winter's day. Given the cold water, we're focusing on species that remain active and thrive in these conditions. Our top three for today are the mighty pike, the hard-hitting perch, and the ever-reliable cod for our sea anglers. First up, the pike. In these cold conditions, pike are not going to waste much energy chasing prey. They will be holding in deeper water, close to any structure that offers cover and an ambush point. Think submerged trees, the edges of dense reed beds, and the deeper channels in our rivers and larger lakes. Finding them is half the battle, my friends. For lure anglers, the key phrase is low and slow. You need to get your lure right down to their level and present it slowly, making it an easy meal. Large, soft plastic shades on a jig head, weighing around 20 to 30 grams, will be perfect for getting down deep. Work them with very slow retrieves, just crawling them along the bottom with the occasional twitch to give them life. In the likely murky water from all the rain, don't be afraid to use bright colors like fire tiger or a fluoro orange to grab their attention. For my friends who prefer bait, this is prime time for static, dead baits. A smelly mackerel or herring presented on the bottom is almost impossible for a lethargic pike to ignore. The scent trail in the cold water is a dinner bell. Remember, a smaller, easier meal is more appealing when they're conserving energy. Pike feed all winter long, and some of the biggest ones are caught during this season. Next, the perch. These aggressive predators will feed all year long, and winter can be a fantastic time to target the bigger ones. Small perch move in shoals, but the larger specimens tend to be more solitary. Look for them around features like jetties, bridge pilings, drop-offs, and even canal beds where they can ambush smaller baitfish. Since they'll be conserving energy, a slower presentation is crucial. Try small jigs with soft plastic grubs, tiny spinners, or even a simple float rig with a maggot or worm. Focus on presenting your bait directly to them, rather than relying on them to chase. In deeper areas, tight to cover, is where you'll find those bigger stripy bronzebacks. And for our dedicated sea anglers, let's talk about cod. Winter fishing in the UK is synonymous with cod, as they migrate inshore between October and February. Hotspots tend to be rough ground marks around 50 to 100 feet deep or around headlands and deep water patches on beaches. They will congregate tightly in shoaled areas. An onshore wind can actually be your friend here as it creates turmoil beneath the waters and dislodges shellfish and marine worms, attracting larger fish closer to the shore. For bait, lugworm, squid or mackerel strips are classics. Try a ledger rig to keep your bait hard on the bottom where the cod will be searching for an easy meal. Remember, winter waters can be clearer, so minimize disturbance and be stealthy. Now for the nitty-gritty, the conditions themselves. Let's break down why this day is so unique. Weather. For Friday, the 5th of December 2025, the United Kingdom is looking decidedly wintry. Temperatures will be hovering between 35 and 48 degrees Fahrenheit or roughly 2 to 9 degrees Celsius, depending on where you are in the country. Expect unsettled conditions with widespread wintry showers, meaning a mix of rain and snow is likely, especially in northern England and southern Scotland, mostly on higher ground. There's also a risk of fog patches for many on Friday morning, which could impact visibility and your comfort. Winds will be moderate to strong, likely from a cold northerly or northeasterly direction, making it feel even cooler in the wind and rain. Atmospheric pressure is expected to be unsettled or fluctuating, which can sometimes trigger feeding activity. Water temperature. As we're deep into December, water temperatures in our lakes and rivers will be cold. Inland waters are typically colder than sea waters. Average seawater temperatures around the UK in December range from about 43 to 54 degrees Fahrenheit, or roughly 6 to 12 degrees Celsius. Freshwater lakes can see averages around 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius, and some even as low as 43 degrees Fahrenheit or 6 degrees Celsius. This low temperature means fish metabolism is slower and they won't be as actively chasing food. They'll be looking for easier, less energy-intensive meals and will seek out slightly warmer pockets of water, often in deeper sections, sheltered bays, or areas with less current. Moon phase. This is where it gets interesting, friends. On the 5th of December 2025, the moon will be in a waning gibbous phase with an illumination of around 97 to 99%. It's essentially just past the full moon, also affectionately known as the cold moon in December. Now, angling folklore has long suggested that the days surrounding a full moon can trigger frantic feeding, especially among predators. While fish can be wary in bright moonlight, the increased gravitational pull seems to stir something in them. My experience tells me there's truth in this, especially during low light periods like dawn, dusk, and even into the night when the moon is bright in the sky. General fish activity. Overall fish activity will be moderate to good, mainly driven by the full moon's influence on predators. Expect some species, particularly coarse fish like roach, to be a bit more cautious. However, pike, perch, and chub should be catchable, especially if you adapt your tactics. Fish will be conserving energy, so slow and deliberate presentations are key. They'll be seeking deeper, more stable water, where temperatures are less volatile and oxygen levels are consistent. So, my friends, my clear assessment for the 5th of December 2025 is that the bite will be capricious to good for predators. The cold temperatures, wintry showers, and potentially fluctuating pressure will make general activity challenging, pushing many fish into deeper, more sheltered areas. However, the powerful influence of the near full moon could trigger specific, intense feeding windows for pike, perch, and cod, particularly during those crucial low-light hours. Those who brave the elements and employ slow, targeted tactics with the right baits will be rewarded. All right, my fellow anglers, I wish you all tight lines and nippy bites. May your reels sing and your nets be heavy. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on future forecasts and tips. And tell me in the comments below, what are your plans for this intriguing winter's day? Have you had any incredible catches during a full moon in winter? Share your wisdom with us.